Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Roma Theory. We're back with another fan podcast. I'm here with Vincent today, coming from the US.
Yes, I'm coming from you from Gainesville, Florida. I'm actually from Miami, but I'm over here in Gainesville, doing my first year at University of Florida.
Nice, nice, nice. And today we'll be discussing, is Pellegrini the right captain for this team? It's gonna be a heated one because it's been a debate which I know a lot of fans want to speak about. So it's a big one. But I always ask you guys, how did you guys get into this Roma passion? Do you want to introduce yourself and how you got loving this team?
Yeah, for sure.
Go
100%.
ahead.
Yeah, so my father got me into Roma at the early age of like 8 or 10. And ever since then, I've just become the biggest Roma fan. I've only been to one Roma game, and that happened to be a Roma Lazio game. And
Oh
fortunately,
wow.
we won 2-1. Best
Oh,
experience of my life.
I miss
One of the
those
best for
times.
sure. Yeah. I still have the little recording on my phone of who was it, Perotti scoring the penalty against
Oh, I think
Lazio.
you
It was
sent me
amazing.
it
The
a
the
few years ago.
the sound waves. Did I? Did I?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
maybe
you
I
did. I
did.
think you did.
I know. I think that's when you were offering a trip to the Stadio Olimpico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was. I think it was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so I did
great.
yeah, but it's truly an amazing experience. So, um ever since then, I've been following Roma and following your channel. Um, you know, big accomplishment to you for 10K, I must say that.
Thanks, mate.
Very
Thank you,
happy for
thank
you.
you.
Um, of course. But yeah, I know a lot about this team by now, and I'm a huge fan, and I'd love to get into the topic of Pellegrini.
Right, let's do it. How do we start? Is Pellegrini the correct captain? I think it's only fair to start with a yes or no answer. So I'm gonna
Okay.
make you start, and then I'll say mine.
The thing is, I don't have a yes or no answer, so
Oh, that's good.
I guess yeah, it's an and or situation. Yeah.
Mm.
So, I mean, if you want, I can go into it, or you can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
give
You
your
you can
yes or
start. You
no.
can start. You can start, and then I'll say
Okay,
mine.
all right. So, I think Pellegrini is definitely, the right captain if he's healthy and he's playing and he's on the field. In the situation that he's in right now, I don't see how he can be a proper captain to us. He's just having an injury, left back and center, and that's so
Yeah.
unfortunate because I love Pellegrini. He's by far, I think he's my favorite player, honestly. He's been my
Mm.
favorite player for so many years now. Um, ever since Totti left, ever since De Rossi left, Pellegrini has been that one for me. But it's so sad to see after an injury and how he's just not performing as well as he used to be. Um, and I feel like that's playing a toll on his confidence and his ability to be a captain for the team.
Yeah, I fully agree.
So my answer to the question overall is, if he's healthy, yes, he's the one. But if he's not healthy, it's so sad for me to say, but I don't know if he's going to be the captain for us.
I fully agree. I fully agree. In terms of the person he is, the player he is, it's definitely a yes. Um, but when you have a player who's your captain and he misses minimum 4 months of football each season, then how can he be your captain? I fully agree with you. A captain needs to be a certainty. In moments of difficulties, he needs to be the center of the team. He needs to be the one who needs to communicate with the fans. And he does that when he's available, but the majority of the times he's not available. And you described it perfectly. Um, and I do think, and this is in fact my question to you, is in terms of his characteristics, because captains have a lot of characteristics. If it's personality, we've seen that with De Rossi. If it's leadership and all of that, if you combine these characteristics which form a captain in Pellegrini, do you think Pellegrini is the suitable person? Because I don't think he is in terms of the person he is.
Really
I don't.
interesting. See. I must admit, just to refresh my memory on Pellegrini, I did watch an interview with him yesterday, and in that interview, he just spoke from his life, his whole life story essentially of becoming a Roma player, and honestly, it just made me fall in love with him all over again. Just
Yeah,
like he told the interviewer how he was born in Rome. His parents were huge Roma fans. He overcame a heart problem and
yeah,
his doctors told him to stop playing football, and to just take it easy for a few months. And he told me, like I heard in the interview, he was like, I listened to my heart every day. To make sure if it was getting better, and when it was, as soon as it was better, I told my parents, "Let's go back to the doctor. I know it's over. I know I'm
yeah,
better. I can play again. I can play again." And so he did, and he went back, and actually, the controversial guy right now, Rudy Garcia, he was the one who actually gave Pellegrini a bit of motivation to
yeah,
continue and to be, always be ready. He said,
yeah.
so I don't know. He's been
You
so
can't hate
committed to
him.
this
You
team.
just can't hate
I
him.
feel like, yeah, you can't hate him, but I'm curious to understand why you don't think that he has those personality traits to
I
be a captain.
think I think look, I'm the first one, and I've always defended him. I mean, if you watch
Hmm.
tune into live streams and all of that, you know how many times I
Hmm.
defend him, to the extent that I would actually admit
Right,
some games I don't blame him.
100%.
But
Right.
and I think Pellegrini is fundamental to this team, especially now that Dybala isn't performing like he was last season. Renato Sanchez plays one game every 10. We really need Pellegrini in this team. But in terms of leadership, in terms of personality, in terms of if we lose, it's obviously the team's fault, but I take the blame because that's what a captain does. I don't think he's the suitable person. But I would also say that the reason why he isn't suitable is okay because his leadership in that isn't amazing, but also because he's been lucky and at the same time very unfortunate to be the Roma captain after Totti
Hmm.
and De Rossi. And yes, there was Florenzi in the
Right.
meantime, but that was like not even a full year. He has a massive responsibility. There will never be a captain like Totti or De Rossi. Or maybe you think there can. I'm not saying anyone can have their own opinions.
Well, I mean, listen, this team isn't going anywhere, so you never know.
Yeah,
For all we know, there can be a new Totti or a new De Rossi, as a young child at the moment. We don't know. But I do want to ask you an interesting question. If Pellegrini cannot be a captain anymore, for whatever reason, who on our current team right now would you place as the captain?
it has to be Mancini. I
That's what I
think
was thinking.
yeah, there can only be him as an answer. I think I would have said Smalling maybe last year, but definitely not this year.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I think it has to be Mancini. Um,
I feel like Mancini, reminds me of De Rossi in the sense that he has that fight in him.
yes,
Except he
yes,
gets a yellow card every game, but he has that passion in him. I feel like Pellegrini has that too, but he's not aggressive. He doesn't show it as much
yeah,
as Mancini.
yeah.
That's my thought on it.
Now I have a good question about when we're speaking about captains. I have a very good question here. Do you
Hmm.
think Bove can ever be the captain of this team?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. See, I must admit, I was not a huge fan of Bovid. Before the season. I was like, Simon, why did you get Boba on your jersey? I was a bit skeptical of it, uh, but after seeing him play and seeing how much, I think Mourinho deserves a lot of credit for bringing Bove to life. Honestly, I feel like that goes without saying. But Bove has really surprised me this year, scoring that amazing goal against what was the
Yeah,
Europa
Slavia
League game
Prague.
that he scored
Yeah,
against Slavia Prague, yeah, he scored an amazing goal there, and just overall his drive during these past few games, his willingness to commit to that ball, you know, I definitely see him as a captain if he continues to
yeah.
commit himself to Roma, 100%.
Because you see, what I
Yes.
think here is, I think Bove in, let's say, 10 years' time would be a better captain
Hmm.
than Mancini right now. And I'll quickly explain that and my
Yeah.
vision behind this. Mancini, in my opinion, would be a great captain. But I would also say that if Mancini gets that armband, the media is going to turn against him like they've never done before, and there's going to become like there's going to a toxic environment is going to be created because look at what's happening at Manchester United. Um, Bruno Fernandes is their captain. Not sure if you follow the Premier League and all of that,
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
yeah, Bruno is their captain, and the media always targets him because he's always the first one to protest, and they say that a captain can't be protesting, yeah, kind of abusing other players and referees.
Well,
And Mancini's that.
sure.
So,
I feel like as a captain, though, you need to be the one talking to the referee. Maybe not in the manner that Mancini
yeah,
is always doing.
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
I
he's always
agree. I
yelling or
agree.
insulting.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, I don't know what he's saying over the TV screen, but I do feel like the captain should be the one, a little bit protesting to the referee or, communicating. That's the word,
Yeah,
communicating
yeah. And I've got another very good, interesting question. We're speaking about
for
captains.
sure.
This is a very subjective answer question, so there
Hmm.
isn't a right or wrong answer. But who do you think was a better captain, Totti or De Rossi? Captain, captain, because other things, Totti obviously tops him. But in terms of captain material, who do you choose?
I think, okay, controversial opinion. I think overall, Totti, because I
Mm-hmm.
mean for so many years, I mean he just was that ideal role model, and I feel like he from what as a fan, he always united the team. I'm not saying De Rossi didn't do that, but where I say De Rossi over Totti comes within his personality. I think De Rossi's
Yeah,
personality makes him a better captain. That's my take on
I fully agree with you, mate. I fully agree with you.
it.
I've
Okay,
agreed on everything so
that's
far.
great.
Yeah, yeah. I agree on that. You can't compare Totti and De
Yeah,
Rossi, but in terms of personality, I think
no, no.
you gotta give it to him. Um,
Yeah, no, 100%,
yeah.
100%.
So yeah, Pellegrini is our captain, and we shouldn't change him.
Yes.
Another reason why I don't think we need to change him is because changing captain creates a bit of a turmoil around the team. Because you've got the players who maybe
Hmm.
like Pellegrini more than the next captain, and they'll kind of, yeah, the groups are going to be created to divide the entire team. Oh, I want Pellegrini as a captain, so I'm going to defend him, I'm going to go against him. So yeah, I think changing captain, I wouldn't say it's the same extent as changing manager, but it does create some turmoil too. So we keep
I would agree
Pellegrini
with you.
and we go with him.
I think we keep Pellegrini to an extent, yes, because if
Yeah,
he keeps getting injured and he's not playing into the standard in which he has the potential to, it's just, I think maybe a change is
frustrating.
needed. But I fully hope that Pellegrini goes back to his true self and he has that amazing season like he did, a
Yeah.
year or two ago.
He'll be back. He'll be back next Sunday against Udinese. So will he score? Early prediction. Will he score?
Okay, wow. Um, in light of this conversation, in light of this debate, I'm gonna say yes. And if he
Oh,
does,
remember this,
we have to
everybody.
come.
Remember this.
Yes. And if he does, you have to invite me back on and we have to talk about it.
Sure, 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 sure.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a really good one.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Whenever you want to come back on, just
Yes.
send me an email and we can organize another
Yeah.
topic. It only takes 15 minutes and it's a bit of fun.
Always.
Um,
Yes.
so, yeah,
Always.
thank you so much for the support. And yeah, you're an
Yes.
absolute legend, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.
Likewise, Simon. All right. I'll see you soon.
Bye, mate.
Bye bye.